Good morning, students. Last class, we are seeing the chemical properties of alkenes. In that one, addition reactions, addition of hydrogen, addition of halogen, addition of hydrogen halide. Now, addition of water. Water we are not able to add to the alkenes directly; it is impossible. So, in presence of acidic medium, acid catalyzed hydrolysis we are seeing. And second one, hydroboration oxidation. Last class we started, that is hydroboration oxidation. Hydroboration oxidation. See, in this hydroboration oxidation, here also addition of water only, but this is indirect addition of water. So I am taking general example CH3, CH, double bond CH2. I am adding water. First we want to use the reagent is B2H6 diborane in presence of THF, tetrahydrofuran, and second reagent is H2O2 in presence of OH minus. Below, then we can get CH3, CH, hydrogen, CH2, OH. Previously, acidic catalyzed hydrolysis, we are following the Markovnikov rule. So, what is Markovnikov rule? Hydrogen is attached to the double bonded carbon atom having more number of hydrogens. Markovnikov rule we are following, and we are adding the hydrogen to the double bonded carbon atom having more number of hydrogens. But here, hydroboration oxidation, it can follow the anti-Markovnikov rule. So, we will see the complete mechanism, then we know everything. So, we can say here we have to memorize, it can follow anti-Markovnikov rule. Anti-Markovnikov rule. So, what is the THF? THF means tetrahydrofuran. Tetrahydrofuran. So, furan structure we know. Furan. This is a furan structure. Tetrahydro. So, 4 hydrogens we are adding. 4 hydrogens we are adding. Just break the double bonds. It becomes like this. That is a lone pair. So, what is the role of tetrahydrofuran in this one? Means, see the mechanism. First, dimer B2H6 is the diborane. B2H6 is the diborane. So, we are break into monomer. It's a dimer. I convert to monomer BH3. Tetrahydrofuran. What is the role of tetrahydrofuran? Means it prevents the dimerization of BH3. It prevents dimerization of BH3. Main role of THF is it can control the dimerization of BH3. Now see the mechanism for this reaction. Taking CH3, CH. So name itself hydroboration oxidation. So first step we are going to do the first hydroboration. First you can write, I am doing the step number 1, that is hydroboration. First one is hydroboration. So what is that hydroboration means? I am taking that or compound and I am adding BH3. BH3 is the electron deficient molecule. So electron deficient hydride, 11th standard we are having electron deficient hydride example BH3, boron hydride. So it is an electron deficient compound. Already I told you alkenes are electron rich molecules. So electron rich molecules can attack the electron deficient molecule. Now it becomes CH3 CH. The double bond is going to broken, and here CH2 and in this BH3 I am writing BH2 dotted line and hydrogen. Here bond is going to make towards boron, and here bond is going to make towards hydrogen. See here boron already partial positive charge, and this is called as transition state. So previously many times we are seeing what is meant by transition state means bond breaking and bond making will be done in the simultaneously, that we can say transition state. Now we can see how it becomes CH3, it becomes CH2, again CH2, and there is a BH2, and making that one, that is CH3, CH2, BH2. We add one more mole of alkene. The alkene is CH3, CH, double bond, CH2. Again in diboron, BH, hydrogen will be attached to this carbon. A remaining total molecule will be attached to this one. Now it becomes like this: CH3, CH2, here boron, one hydrogen I am adding to another one, that is CH2, CH. Simply, otherwise we can write like this. So what molecule we can repeat means CH3, CH2, twice BH. Again it will be react with one mole of CH3, CH double bond, CH2. Finally we can get CH3, CH2, thrice boron. Like this we can get. This is hydroboration. Step number 2. Mechanism step number 2. First step is hydroboration. Means boron hydride, each hydrogen will be replaced by our alkene. Next one is oxidation. So step number 1, in that reagent, first reagent we are using. Step number 2, I am going to take our hydrogen peroxide, H2O2, I am giving in presence of OH minus. So remove the water molecule, H2O plus remaining is OH minus. OH minus. This one I am taking as this one, CH3, CH2, thrice boron and OH. Previously how we were seeing boron is electron deficient, there is a vacant orbital, and here OH minus is the electron rich molecule. Now it can donate the electrons to this one to form coordinate covalent bond. Now it becomes CH3, CH2, twice B and O CH2, CH. Remaining here I want to remove like OH. OH is going out, remaining will be like this. Now the again for this I am adding OH minus. Again it becomes like this: CH3, CH2, boron, Next O, CH2, CH2, CH3 twice. Again you can react with one more mode, that is OH minus. So it becomes again simply you can say B O CH2 CH2 CH3 thrice. Now further hydrolysis, 3 moles of water we are taking. 3 moles of water we are taking. Water containing H plus and OH minus. Here we are breaking OH this side and H this side. H is plus, so here O is minus, so plus can attack minus, OH minus, and this is electron deficient. Electron deficient means plus 3 moles. So B OH thrice plus 3 moles of CH3 CH2 CH2 OH. We are getting primary alcohols. See, here we are following the anti-Markovnikov rule. Finally we are getting the OH will be attached to the double bonded carbon atom having more number of hydrogens. Hydrogen it is attached to the, what is the anti-Markovnikov rule? Hydrogen is attached to the double bonded carbon atom having less number of hydrogens. Here majorly we have to discuss, it follows the anti-Markovnikov rule. It follows anti-Markovnikov rule. Anti-Markovnikov rule. And second point is, see the previous catalytic hydrogenation, intermediate is carbocation. Carbocation means there is a rearrangement. Here intermediate is a transition state. Transition state means there is no carbocation, so no arrangement, no rearrangement here. No hydride shift, no methyl shift like this. And one more thing we have to provide, hydroboration. So hydrolysis law, H is coming from B2H6 and OH is coming from that H2O. Second step, hydroboration oxidation law, H is coming from B2H6 and OH is coming from H2O. And third point is, rate of reaction is inversely proportional to steric hindrance. Very very important. Rate of reaction is inversely proportional to the steric factor. Steric factor means steric repulsions. Now see another example. Now I want to see the another example. That is CH3 CH double bond CH. Same example I am taken, but I am going to write the different types. Type number 1, I am taking B2H6 and that is THF, tetrahydrofuran, and second step, that is H2O2 in presence of OH minus. You can get the answer is, we are following the anti-Markovnikov rule, and the answer is like this. For suppose I am writing, that is B2H6 B2H6 in terms of THF, and second one I am taking as, that is D2O2 in terms of OH minus. D2O2 in terms of OD minus. DD minus I am taking. So first this can give hydrogen. So CH3 CH CH. First hydroboration. So hydrogen I am adding here. OH is coming from here. There is an OH, that is OD. So answer is OD. Third one, it is B2D6 THF. CH, and second one is H2O2 entrance of OH minus, meaning hydrogen is coming from BDH6. So actually CH3 CH single bond CH2. Here there is a deuterium ion. Hydrogen we are adding. Here there is no hydrogen. Deuterium is coming from BDH6 and OH is coming from here. Now the answer is like this. And fourth one is B2D6 entrance of THF, and second one is D2O2 entrance of OD minus. All are deuterium ions. Now it becomes CH3 CH CH2, here also D and here also OD. So different questions they will ask. For suppose if the molecule containing more number of double bonds, how to attack? If the molecule containing CH double bond CH2, I am writing hydroboration oxidation. Hydroboration oxidation. I am giving one equivalent or 1 mole only. 1 mole of water molecule only I am giving. 1 equivalent of water we are adding. So water we are going to add for the double bonded containing inside the ring or outside the ring. So inside the ring there is a ring strain. Here ring, inside the ring there is a ring strain. Steric factor, repulsions are more. So addition means outside is better than inside. Already told you steric factor. Based on that steric factor, hydrogen we are adding here and CH2OH. We are following the anti-Markovnikov rule. See, more number of double bonds will be there. Whereas the steric factors will be less, there will be the rate of reaction will be high. That we want to follow. This is hydroboration oxidation. For suppose another molecule I am giving CH3 CH3 double bond CH single bond CH double bond CH3. Here the same method I am following and doing hydroboration oxidation reagent, and second one, that is one equivalent of water only we are going to add. Now two places we are having double bonds. In the two places which is correct we have to decide. For this double bonded carbon atom, next there is a bulky groups, but here there is no bulky groups. So where the steric factors are less, there only we are going to attack our water molecule. So the answer is CH single bond, sorry, this is not CH3, CH2. CH2. So anti-Markovnikov rule we are following. Hydrogen we want to add here and OH will be here. This is hydroboration oxidation. And last, third one, hydrolysis of addition of hydrogen to the alkene. Third one is oxymercuration and demercuration. Oxymercuration and demercuration. Here also same, addition of water only, but we are seeing the different method names. See here, I am taking the general example CH3, CH double bond, CH. Here I am going to add reagent number 1, mercuric acetate. Mercuric acetate, HgOAC twice. Mercuric acetate, AC, acetate ion, CH3CO. Mercuric acetate. Second one is water, and third one is NaBH4 entrance of base. Here we are following the Markovnikov. CH3, follow the Markovnikov rule and tell me the answer. So OH will be here and hydrogen will be here. We have to attack. So you'll see the mechanism, then only we can decide whether it can follow the Markovnikov rule or anti-Markovnikov rule, like that. So generally you have to memorize oxymercuration and demercuration can follow Markovnikov rule. Hydroboration oxidation can follow anti-Markovnikov rule. Oxymercuration and demercuration can follow the Markovnikov rule. We will see here how it will be going on. See the mechanism of the reaction. Mechanism of this reaction. Mechanism of the reaction. First, CH3, CH, double bond, CH2. I am taking first mercuric acetate. Mercuric acetate, Hg, OAC, OAC. One bond I am breaking, so oxygen is minus and this is plus. Mercury metal plus. So plus can attack minus like this. So one group is going out, that is OAC. Acetate ion is going out. So remaining, it will be happening, how it will be happening means, that is CH3, CH, double bond will be broken, single bond, CH2. So already I told you it can follow the Markovnikov rule and all. Now we are going to add Hg, OAC, Hg, OAC, and now we can get the positive charge here. Now it can form the another bond on this direction, another bond on this direction. So this is also partially positive and this is also partially positive. See the previous some mechanisms. So we are saying this name is called as NCC, non-classical carbocation. Non-classical carbocation. Markovnikov rule itself we are saying means, Markovnikov rule must be reaction intermediate is carbocation. So carbocation, there is a rearrangements are possible, like that we are saying. Here non-classical carbocations, previous mechanism already explained you. Non-classical carbocations are more stable than normal carbocation. Why? Because it can satisfy the octant rule. Normal carbocation 6 electrons, but non-classical carbocation 8 electrons in the valence shell. Second step, we are going to add the water. We are going to add the water. So water I am adding to. So carbocation means carbocation where it is stable. For example, you can feel carbocation here and carbocation here, second carbon. So second carbon carbocation, this is more stable than this one. So I am going to attack water molecule here. Now it becomes CH3, CH3, CH, here OH2 plus, and here CH2, here Hg, OAC, Hg, OAC. Next, again these electrons you can give to back to this one, and that remove OAC, again I am adding here, that OAC I am adding here. Now it becomes again mercuric acetate is coming out, Hg, OAC twice is coming out. So minus I am giving, here plus, here plus, and add sodium borohydride also. Add sodium borohydride, NaBH4. Sodium borohydride. Hydrogen we are adding. Remove the water, and we can get the answer is CH3, CH, OH, CH. So already here hydrogen will be there. That hydrogen I removed, hydride like H minus, sodium borohydride, name itself sodium borohydride, H minus it can give, that H minus will be attacking here, and here you can remove the water. Don't remove the water. Here H plus you can remove, and you can get the secondary alcohols. So we are following the anti-Markovnikov rule. See one best example for this. After completion of all these three discussion of hydrolysis, one compound I am going to write for all these three hydrolysis reaction. Same example I am taking, whatever previous I explained, same example I am taken for CH2, and the first case is acid catalyzed hydrolysis. Acid catalyzed hydrolysis we can represent like this. Second case, hydroboration oxidation. Hydroboration oxidation. Third case, I am taking oxymercuration demercuration. OM/DM. Oxymercuration and demercuration. This is the reagent. First one B2H6 in presence of THF, and second reagent is H2O2 in presence of OH minus. Here three reagents we are having. Reagent number 1, mercuric acetate HgOAc twice, and second reagent is water, and third reagent is sodium borohydride NaBH4 in presence of OH minus. Tell me the answer. First, acid catalyzed hydrolysis, it can follow the Markovnikov rule. Markovnikov rule we are following. Now tell me the as per Markovnikov rule answer. CH3 CH CH2. What is the Markovnikov rule? Hydrogen is attached to the double bond carbon having more number of hydrogens, and remaining OH will be here. Same hydroboration oxidation we are following the anti-Markovnikov rule. Anti-Markovnikov rule we are following, and oxymercuration and demercuration we are following Markovnikov rule. Second one, hydroboration oxidation, we are following the anti-Markovnikov rule. Anti-Markovnikov rule, so opposite of the above. So hydrogen will be here and OH will be here. This is the major product. As per mechanism, you can observe. Same third one, oxymercuration and demercuration, we are following the Markovnikov rule. As per Markovnikov rule, you can get the answer is like this. Sorry, this is OH and here hydrogen. So these are the three different types of hydrolysis we are seeing. Next one is, and one more example we will see for the hydrolysis of water. So for the hydrolysis of water, another best example is CH3 here CH double bond CH2. Same you can follow, and first one is acid catalyzed hydrolysis, second one is hydroboration oxidation, and third one oxymercuration and demercuration. Tell me the answer for this. One important thing we have to observe, in the third mechanism we have to see, it is not normal carbocation, it is a non-classical carbocation. Here reaction intermediate is Markovnikov rule you are following, means generally the reaction intermediate is carbocation. If it is carbocation, it must be a rearrangement. But in oxymercuration and demercuration, here mechanism Markovnikov rule we are following, but it is not carbocation. It is a non-classical carbocation. Non-classical carbocation is more stable than carbocation. If reaction intermediate is carbocation, yes, we have to follow the rearrangement. But non-classical carbocation, there is no rearrangement. So carefully observe and tell me for the answer for the last question. And do you have any doubt? Ask in the doubt clarification session. Okay. Another most important property of alkenes, that is ozonolysis. Who and all preparing for the JEE and NEET? JEE students and NEET students, they will ask the direct question or indirect question of ozonolysis in each and every year. Ozonolysis of alkene is very important discussion for us. Ozonolysis. Ozonolysis is very important discussion. Ozonolysis means addition of ozone. Addition of ozone. That is ozonolysis. See, addition of ozone. R CH double bond CH2. If I am doing ozonolysis means they will give direct ozone or ozone with CCl4, any one direct ozone they will give, and that is one reagent. Another reagent is reduction, that is water in presence of zinc, like this. Finally we can get the answer is R C double bond O H plus H C double bond O H. So meaning double bond will be broken here. See the mechanism carefully. Later I will say the one short method how to find out the ozonolysis of this one. First mechanism, first point is, taking the general example is R CH double bond CH2, and I am taking ozone O double bond O single bond O. Actually this is the dative bond O. This is minus and this is plus. It's minus and this is plus. If it is plus, I am giving the electrons to this one, so it becomes neutral. And this double bond will be shifted into this one. This is minus and plus. Carefully observe and see what we are writing. R CH, one bond is broken, and CH2, and this is minus. After taking the electrons, this oxygen becomes neutral. So central oxygen is neutral, and here there is a two oxygens. This carbon is minus. So minus can take plus here, and this is minus. So it can form the bond like this. Two oxygens can form like this. This name is called as monoxide. This is highly unstable compound, very unstable molecule. So immediately it will be transferred into like this. That is, so it will immediately this convert into R CH O minus. This is plus H C double bond O H. So how it will be broken means, see how it will be broken means, so it will be broken like this. The molecule can be broken into like this, and it can form one formaldehyde and another molecule is like this. Now you can rearrange this molecule and you can get the molecule is R CH O so CH2. It is called as ozonide. That is monoxide, and this is ozonide. This is on further reaction with water and in presence of zinc. Water in presence of zinc. Now it will be broken into like this. Then it can form, one is RCHO, another one is HCHO, formaldehyde. Here very important discussion is about the zinc. Plus remaining one is H2O. Plus remaining is H2O. That H2O is combined with this oxygen to form H2O2. Remaining is RCHO, one is formaldehyde, and HCHO, one is formaldehyde, and another one is also aldehyde. If there is no zinc, what happens? See, if there is no zinc means problem. H2O2 is a mild oxidizing agent. H2O2 is highly unstable molecule, so you know how it is converted to H2O2, plus it can liberate nascent oxygens. So nascent oxygen means oxidation will be takes place. Aldehydes on oxidation. See the previous session. Aldehydes on oxidation, it can give the carboxylic acids. Why the slowly oxidation? So what is the main role of zinc means? Here that H2O2, if there is a zinc, that zinc can be absorbed this oxygen, so it becomes H2O. Here H2O only, H2O and zinc oxide. H2O2 is a mild oxidizing agent. Mild oxidizing agent. So because of mild oxidizing agent, it oxidizes formaldehyde into acid. HCHO on oxidation, we can get acid. HCOOH, acid. So we need must oxidizing agent. See simply how to ozonolysis we can identify the product without mechanism. The simple way means, see, R CH double bond CH2 I am giving to you. R CH double bond CH2 I am giving to you. First one I am writing ozone. Second one I am writing H2O in presence of zinc I am writing. H2O in presence of zinc. Now simply you can break the double bond, add oxygen one side and another oxygen this side simply. So RCHO plus HCHO. Simply you can see like this, CH3, CH double bond, CH2, the same reagent I am using. So one thing we can get acetaldehyde, another one is formaldehyde. If the example is CH3, CH3, C double bond, CH2, same molecule, add oxygen here and here, we can get CH3, C double bond O, CH3 plus HCHO, formaldehyde. If there is no zinc, problem is aldehydes are converted into ketones. Sorry, aldehydes are converted into carboxylic acids. For suppose I am giving an example without zinc. CH3 CH double bond CH2. I am giving one reagent is do the ozonolysis, second one is only hydrolysis. I am not giving a zinc. See what happens. First, as usual, ozonolysis we can get the compound is like this plus HCHO. If there is no zinc, already I told you it can undergo for the oxidation. So aldehyde and oxidation to give acid CH3COOH. This is on further oxidation can give formic acid. Formic acid is highly unstable compound. Again it can be oxidizes, it can be break up into CO2 and water. Formic acid is highly unstable. Again it is break up into H2O and water. The same second example you can see, CH3 C CH3 double bond CHO. Without zinc I am given. Without zinc I am doing O analysis, and second one I am saying water. See the answer. As usual, break the bond here. Here oxygen, here oxygen. You can get the answer is CH3, C double bond O, CH3 plus HCHO, formaldehyde. So this is further oxidation, no reaction. Already I told you only aldehydes only can convert into acids. Aldehydes only convert into acid. Formic acid is highly unstable. Again it will be oxidizes into CO2 and water. So here we have to write one important point. Important note point. If there is no zinc, what happens? If there is no zinc means, further oxidation takes place. Further oxidation undergoes. Further oxidation, what happens? Aldehydes are converted into acids, and ketones cannot be further oxidizing into acids. No reaction. Why? Because that is mild oxidizing agent. If it is strong oxidizing agent, there is a problem. If it is mild oxidizing agent, there is no more problem like this. So this is O's analysis. O's analysis will be done not only in alkene. If multiple alkenes are there, many alkenes are there. For example, the molecule they are giving is like this: CH3, CH, double bond, CH, single bond, CH, double bond, CH3. Now I am going to give, first one is do the O's analysis, second one is H2O2 in presence of zinc. H2O in presence of zinc. See, as usual, whatever the short trick I am taking, just break the double bond, add oxygen on both sides. Now carefully observe and tell me the formula. CH3, CHO, this is one molecule, plus, see the last one, this is CH2, CH2, HCHO, formaldehyde, and plus remaining is in between, middle, there is CHO and CHO. The name is called as glyoxal. Al, aldehyde, no? So glyoxal. So anyway, whatever you are doing the O's analysis, we are getting the answers like this. Now, in competitive exams, they are giving like this. Retiro O's analysis. Retiro O's analysis. So what is meant by retiro O's analysis? Retiro O's analysis means I will give the alkenes, I will give the aldehydes or ketones, some molecules. You want to find out the from which alkane it will come. From which alkane it will come. Means, see how to see the retiro O's analysis. Identify the alkene for which O's analysis products they are given. Identify alkene for which O's analysis product is given. O's analysis product is given. If the O's analysis product is given, how to identify the answer? O's analysis product I am giving. For For example, I am saying simply 2 moles of acetone I am giving, otherwise 2 moles of aldehyde I am giving. You can take any one, CH3, C double bond O, CH3. I am asking there is a compound A. On which compound O analysis it can give the answer? Carefully observe. Previously alkene they are giving, just we are breaking the bond, then we can get the aldehydes or ketones like this. Add oxygen and oxygen on both sides of the double bond. Now just remove the double bond. So one molecule is like this, CH3, CH3. Actually there is a double bond O. So previously double bond you are breaking, you are adding oxygen on oxygen both sides. Now I remove the oxygen, just I am adding the remaining 2 molecules like this. This is our alkene. So you have to practice like this. For suppose I am giving the same thing, one formaldehyde and another one I am giving acetone, I am giving CH3, C double bond O, CH3. CH3, C double bond O, CH. I am asking what is this alkene. So I am taking, you can take any one. I am taking the ketone, CH3, C double bond CH3. Don't write O. Instead of that O you can remove. O you can remove in the both cases. Remaining just you can join. That is our required alkene. This is called as retroozanolysis. So once again I am repeating, students. Addition reactions very important. Addition of hydrogen, addition of water, addition of hydrogen halide, addition of halogen. Now we are seeing ozanolysis and retroozanolysis. Same mechanism we can follow for the addition of hypohalous acid and addition of sulfuric acid also. Addition of hypohalous acid and addition of hypohalous acid, HOX, CH2 double bond CH2. I am adding HOX. Generally we are filling halogens. X is, already I told you, HOX. Generally you can consider HOCl or HOBr or HOI, but majorly we can see HOCl and HOBr. Just break the bond here. Just think which is minus and which is plus. Oxygen is most electronegative. This is minus and this is plus. Follow Markovnikov rule and tell me the answer. Markovnikov rule. Markovnikov rule you can follow and tell me the answer. Markovnikov rule we are following, so we are adding here, no problem. Why? Because the given alkene is simple alkene. OH you can add one side and you can add halogen another side, that is X. For suppose if the compound is they are given like this, CH3, CH double bond CH2. I am adding HOCl. Now there is a doubt. CH3, CH double bond I am breaking, OH I am adding one side and chlorine I am adding another side. So same vice versa you can add for the reverse. This is Cl and this is OH. See and tell me the answer. Which is major product and which is minor product? I told you it can follow the Markovnikov rule. What is the Markovnikov rule? Generally hydrogen is added to the double bonded carbon atom having more number of hydrogens. Otherwise you can say like this. Positive part is added to the double bonded carbon atom having more number of hydrogens. Why? Because this is carbocation can form intermediate. Markovnikov rule you are saying means we have to observe there is a carbocation means there is a rearrangement. So carbocation, secondary carbocation is more stable. So this carbocation here plus, this is minus, plus can attack minus this one, then minus can attack plus this one. So this is major product, and this is minor product. Okay. So okay, this is the addition reactions. Then next class we will see about the remaining chemical properties of alkenes.